Good morning everyone. In the previous class we stopped at Coulomb's inverse square law for electric charges, and we repeat that part once again with the statement and then we proceed for the explanation. Coulomb's law. It is also called as Coulomb's inverse square law for electric charges. Coulomb's law is also there for magnetism, but of course it is not in your PU syllabus. That is also Coulomb's law, but for magnetism this is for electric charges. Statement of Coulomb's law. Actually, it is a statement, but I am writing it as a definition. If you take the two charges Q1 and Q2 separated some distance, then there will be a kind of force acting between the charges. The force can be attractive or repulsive, whatever. The force between 2 point charges at rest is directly proportional to product of magnitude of charges and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. Force acts along the line joining the charges. I repeat, force between 2 point charges, not objects. Point charges means small sized objects. If you take the spheres, the distance from the sphere should be very large. Then the charge in the sphere appear to be present at its center. We consider the sphere as a point charge object if the distance is very large, or separate to the spheres is very large compared to the size of the spheres. Force between the 2 point charges is directly proportional to product of magnitude of the charges. Magnitude means you take only the positive values. Don't consider the negative values. Even if you have the negative charge also, you take it as a positive one. Magnitude of charges and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. And this force acts along the line joining the charges. The line joining the charges means we have to take the point charges and line is passing to the center of the charges. The force acts along this line passing to the center of the charges. If you take the spheres, center of the spheres line you have to take join this. And this means taking the equation form we can write the force between the charges is directly proportional to product of magnitude of the charges. We can write as a magnitude of product of charges also. We can write does not matter. Magnitude is represented by these vertical lines. We call it as a modulus. And this F is proportional to product of means multiplication of magnitude of charges and inversely proportional to square of the distance between the charges. F is inversely proportional to R square. R is the distance between the charges. This is the Coulomb's inverse square. He stated point charges at rest actually, but not compulsory to mention at rest because charge value do not depend on the velocities, do not depend on masses. So when the charges at rest are in motion, this formula is applicable. At the given distance, at the given point, what is the separation? At that point, this will be the force. F is proportional to modulus of Q1, Q2. If you use the modulus or magnitude of minus 2, if you mention, you have write as a 2. That means 2 is minus also, you take it as a plus 1. Negative charge also take it as a positive only of this case. And R is the separation. If you remove the proportionality, you will get some constant in mathematics. Therefore, we write this proportionality constant as a K phi. I will represent again. Next. This equation can be written as F is equals to some constant, proportionality constant K prime into modulus of Q1 and Q2 and inversely proportional to R square. Further can be written as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 by R square. If you remove the proportionality, you get some constant. The constant is K prime I have written, but in your books you will written as a K1. The example they write K1, but we are going to use this K, capital K, proportional constant will be capital K also. That where K is symbol we are going to use as a direct constant. That we are going to discuss that. So right now, don't take it as a K, take it as a K prime. Equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. This is epsilon naught. Epsilon is a Greek symbol. Naught means 0. Epsilon naught we are taking it as epsilon. Not. Naught means not present. 0 is mentioned in that. This k prime is a proportional constant. Its value experimental form is to be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon. This 1 by 4 pi epsilon is nothing but equal to 9 to the power of 9. This f where k prime is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon, which is equals to 9 to the power of 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square. Is proportionally constant. Q1, Q2 are point charges. R is distance between the charges. And epsilon naught value is a constant 8.854 into 10 to the power of minus 12 Coulomb square per Newton per meter square, or other unit is there, that is farad per meter. Name represent is microfarad. This is called as a permittivity of vacuum. Other name for the vacuum is free space. This value we need to remember. Proportional constant value you need to remember, and epsilon value also you have to remember. These two values you must remember. That will be repeatedly coming for the next other topics also. So you will have to remember these values epsilon naught, and also the proportional constant value 1 by 4 pi is not equal to much. By substituting this epsilon value here, pi is 2 divided by 7 3.14, and epsilon will substitute, you get this approximately equal to 9 to the power of 9. How to write the limits for this? If you want to write the limits for this 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, you take that the constant equal to cross multiply this. R square go to this here, fr square. Q1 Q2 comes in the denominator. So we get as 1 by 4 pi is equal to f into r square by Q1 Q2. F into r square means Newton meter square. Coulomb square, Coulomb into Coulomb. Coulomb square comes in the denominator. That is the different values. If you want to write limits for the epsilon naught, then only epsilon naught take to the left side. F comes in the denominator. That means Coulomb into Coulomb, Coulomb square by Newton meter square. By Newton by meter square means per Newton per meter square is the unit of this. So you have to remember the units also. Dimension formula we are going to discuss later. Okay, this is nothing but Coulomb's inverse square law for the charges. Here this formula, one more point you have to notice, this is for vacuum only. This is in vacuum. That means charges are kept in the vacuum. Vacuum do not contain any matters. But if you take water into the charges, or glass you are taking, or metals you are taking into the charges, then charges in the medium wave quantities. Any metal medium quantity, charges in the medium wave quantities. In that case, the formula will be slightly modified formula. We will take it right now to take only this point in the vacuum. Okay, in the medium, we discuss the separate properties. From this Coulomb's law, the definition of Coulomb, 1 Coulomb means what? Was taken from this Coulomb's law. By knowing this proportional constant, which was calculated experimentally with the help of the torsional balance. Torsional balance is used to find the force between the charges. Same torsional balance also used by the Cavendish to find the force constant, the gravitational force constant, in the formula given by the Newton's gravitational force formula. Definition of 1 Coulomb or SI unit. Definition of SI unit of charge. What is the SI unit of charge? Is 1 Coulomb. This is important for 1 mark question, or when we ask for 2 marks question along with the statement of Coulomb's inverse square law. They may ask you state Coulomb's inverse square law and define 1 Coulomb from it. Or they may say directly define SI unit of charge. They don't say 1 Coulomb. SI unit of charge means you take it for the 1 Coulomb. this is force formula we have got is F is equals to constant value 9 into 10 to the power of 9 into Q1 Q2. Q1 Q2 by R in newtons, force in newtons. But now we are taking the two charges as 1 coulomb and 1 coulomb. If I take Q1 is 1 coulomb, Q2 is also 1 coulomb and separate by 1 meter in vacuum, then this R becomes 1 only. What becomes force is 9 into the power of 9. That means 1 coulomb is the charge. 1 coulomb is the charge when separated from identical charge. When separate from identical charge means same value will take 1 coulomb only. 1 coulomb is the charge when separate from identical charge by 1 meter in vacuum. 1 meter in vacuum will experience a force of, or will produce a force of, will produce a force of 9 into 10 to the power of 9 newtons. Will produce a force of 9 into 10 to the power of 9 newtons. If they ask the definition of 1 coulomb, write only this part. Expression is not required. Don't ask explanation. That's only for understanding only I will give. 1 coulomb is the charge when separated from identical charge by 1 meter in vacuum. Will produce a force of 9 into 10 to the power of 9 newtons. Instead of saying it will produce, you can say it will be experiencing force. You can say it will experience force or exert the force on the charge. Also, you can say it is under 9 into 10 to the power of 9 newtons. So, if you take this force formula, we have 9 into 10 to the power of 9 into Q1 Q2 by R square. We are taking this Q1 equal to Q2 is equals to 1 coulomb and R is equals to 1 meter in vacuum. If this substitution if you have taken, then what you get F is equals to this 1 into 1 by 1 square is 1 on both these. Then F is nothing but equal to 9 into 10 to the power of 9 newtons. And force attract or repulsion, here again identical charge means repulsion. But formula can be applicable even other cases for the problems purposes. If you take the unlike charges, the force becomes equal to attractive. Formula is same. So Q1 Q2 formula what you are taking is applicable for the point charges and at rest are in motion. Another thing is that like charges also, unlike charges also. Formula is same. For unlike charges force is attractive, for like charges force is repulsive. That's the difference. To discuss the properties, or we can say extra points like this Coulomb's rules. Coulomb force can be attracted or repulsive. Coulomb force can be attracted or repulsive. When you get attracted, the force between unlike charges, the force is repulsive, and between unlike charges, force is attractive. Between like charges. When you say like charges, means both positive or both negative. So what happens to the product? Product what you take is like charges means if I take both positive. Q1 Q2 if I multiply plus multiply, so this comes equal to plus only. Plus if I take one both negative, this both plus plus, result is plus only. If I take both negative, minus into minus, result plus only. Minus into minus plus only. This is for like charges. So plus is above 0, this is 0, plus means more than 0, minus means what? Less than 0. In case if I take one positive and another one negative, anyone positive, anyone negative, result is minus 1. That means below 0. Below 0 means lesser, below 0 means more because in this case. So if you take this more than 0, means positive. Between like charges is mentioned as Q1 Q2 product greater than 0. If they mention Q1 Q2 greater than 0 means you have to imagine the like charges. Product is greater than 0. Coulomb force can be attractive or repulsive. Full stop. Between like charges Q1 Q2 greater than 0, Force is repulsive. Force is repulsive. And between unlike charges means Q1 Q2 is less than 0. Force is attractive. Next point is, this is important. Force between two charges form action reaction pair. Force between two charges form action reaction pair. Obey Newton's third. That means in case if I take the two charges, for example, I take the two charges positive, plus Q1 and Q2. So force will be acting on Q1 because of Q2, that is repulsion. We call it as a F12, force on Q1 by Q2. And what about Q2? Force exerted on Q2 also. Both are positive means repulsion will be there. Each one is pushing the other one away from it. This is nothing but equal to force on Q2 by Q1, F21 along the line joining the center of the charges. So F1 to F21 equal in values, but one is opposite to direction, one is opposite to other. Force is a vector, so we can represent that as one positive means other one is minus vector. Means minus also indicates opposite direction vectors, minus indicates opposite direction vectors. Here force also negatively represents charges are negative. If force is negative, force is positive. We discuss here. Q1, Q2 greater than 0 means positive. When F is positive, also indicates repulsion. That point we discussed by again repetition. If Q1 Q2 less than 0, if you don't take the modulus for the force formula, you don't take the modulus, then automatically this becomes a minus. Force minus indicates what? Attraction. Whenever the result in the calculations F becomes minus indicates attraction, F becomes plus means repulsion if you don't take the magnitudes. But we are taking the magnitude from definition purposes. Force between two charges, action reaction pair, obey means follows the Newton's law. And F12, if this is action, anyone can take an action, anyone can take as a reaction. Okay. Action, force, F action equal to minus of F reaction, equal and opposite. Generally ask question, not in this formula symbols method, they will ask you with the values. Force acting on Q1, whatever is the value of Q1, for example, I take Q1 as plus 2 nanocoulombs. And I take Q2 as plus 8 nanocoulombs. Okay. And they will say force on Q1 is 5 newtons. What is the force on Q2? How much? Is 5 newtons. Both are equal values but opposite directions. If this is 5 newtons means it is also 5 newtons. Minus indicates only opposite direction. You can say in words we can say 5 newtons but opposite directions. What if I take one plus, other one is minus, this is a plus, this is a minus. Then the force acting on Q1 is a Q1 and Q2. Attraction. Attraction means force on Q1 is this side, force on Q2 is this. This is F12, this is F2. Along the line joining two charges. F1 to F2. Again they are opposed to each other looking like in the diagrams. F12 is opposed to F2 but values are same. So here, example. If force on Q1 is equals to plus 2 nanocoulombs is F1, 2 is equals to 5 newtons. Then force on Q2 is equals to plus 8 nanocoulombs is F21 is also equal to 5 newtons, but opposite direction. But in opposite direction. I take an example of the positive force. They will ask this one. Example they will ask generally for one more question. But force they will be what is the force of that direction they will ask. Same way. Q1 Q2 by R square. The proportional constant units and dimension formula will take 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Value is 9 into 10 to the power of 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square. This units we need to do. Dimension formula. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. What do you get the relation here is F into R square. F into R square by Q1 Q2. Charges are positive or negative. We are talking about the units and dimensions. F is newtons. Means the dimension formula is force equal to M into A. MLT minus 2. This is force dimension formula is MLT minus 2. R is distance, means L square U. And charge formula in terms of current electric. Q1 is equals to Q2 dimension formula is equals to IT we can take. We can also take the dimension formula AT. Current dimension symbol is I, can also be taken as A. In some books they mention as I, in some books they are taken as A. In your PU textbook, we have the symbol given is A, but not compulsory. In competitive exam, they tell you I, so we must do it. I can be for current, A can be also the current dimension. And time dimension symbol is T. So, analyzing this further, you will get dimension number for this Q1 Q2, Q1 into Q2, Q1 Q2 both are 90 or 80. The red is 80 and again 80. The result. This is ML cube. M into L cube. T to the power of minus 2. Here T into T is T square the denominator. T square taken to the numerator. T to the power of minus 2. Minus 2 is T to the power of minus 4. By A into A is A square. A square taken to the numerator. A to the power of minus 2. This is the dimension formula. But remember that I write it in a single line. 1 by 4 pi epsilon of dimension is nothing but equal to M3 A to the power of minus 4 A to the power of minus 2. You need to remember this dimension formula. Generally not asked for P theory but important for the computations. P theory not asked so far. Units important. Units they may ask, but this one so far not asked, but they may ask also. You must be able to write the dimension formula. Force between charges kept, force between the charges kept inside dielectric medium. Inside dielectric medium. Force with medium quantities is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into K into Q1 Q2 by R square. In case you take any medium like water or plastic between the charges, then the formula will be modified as F equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon into K. This K additionally comes for us called a dielectric constant and the property or constant of the particular dielectric medium. Dielectric means insulator. The Q1 Q2 by R square. Where K is also taken as epsilon R relative permittivity. It is called as dielectric constant. Dielectric constant of medium. This is called the dielectric constant of medium. This epsilon r is also called relative permittivity. Both are same, only different symbols, but meaning is same. Two definitions are there for this. Whereas epsilon is permittivity of vacuum. Permittivity of vacuum. Permittivity meaning is permission given for this particular medium to let the electric force or electric field to act in that particular medium. So if I take the two charges with the medium in the kept in the medium, this Q1 and Q2, I keep the dielectric here of constant K. Let us take dielectric of constant K. Completely fields, you have to take incomplete field, not particular electron.